guys, and welcome to Brighton Beach. We're catching the tail end of a proper storm here. I'll show you some pictures what happened to some of the beach huts up on the seafront on the promenade. Actually been blown down by the wind. It's been pretty horrific. So I've just found some sort of sheltered space here down on the pebble beach. That's the grain of sand you're looking at here. And today we're doing, well, we could say it's a viewer-sponsored video, this one. This one has very kindly been sent to me by Joe Muse from America. It's General Mint White Portion. And this is a product that you can't actually find, not even on the American version of Swedish Match site. So it's sort of not officially one of their products there. And that's because it's sold only in America. It even says on the back here, sale only allowed in the United States. So it's all in English. So I'm thinking probably they didn't want to sort of put a mint snus in the general range officially. I guess Johan A. Boman would probably roll in his grave, since mint is not really considered traditional at all in snus. So what they've done, they have a peppermint snus in the G3 general range, but not in the normal range, only in America. And I was actually in New York last summer and walked around Central Park enjoying this particular snus. You can find this one and the general original portion. I think it's called original portion rather than classic in America, but it's the same snus. So those were the two main ones. So I find it interesting that they sort of created a mint snus for the American market, for the taste preference possibly of the American market. It's pretty popular in dip with mint, I believe. Having said that, there are more than 50 mint snuses on the market now. So it's a very popular flavour. It's just that they probably didn't want to put it in the normal general range. So this one says, warning, this product can cause mouth cancer. And that is something that was removed from the Swedish labels years and years ago, because there's nothing to substantiate those claims. They can't prove that. So they're tougher in the legislation for what needs to be on a tobacco product in America, it seems like. It says peel here, and we'll do that. What happens then is you get the general logo there. Quite classy. So it's looking better when you do that. When you do that, sorry. It says visit generalsnus.com for brand news and exclusive savings. So it's all in English in this one because it's for the American market. So I thought I'll review it still because this is actually, I believe, one of the better mint snuses on the market. I think it might have like a peppermint taste rather than spearmint. Which would be good because I like peppermint. Let's see if that's true. It's got 24 portions in it. They're 1 gram portions, regular nicotine strength of 8 milligrams per gram on this one, and it's a big catch lid. Okay, so I've never seen this one in Sweden at all, and I don't know if you can get it outside the EU. Or even in the EU from any sites. It's a bit tricky to find, but you find it everywhere in the States. It comes in the star formation here. White portions, I can smell it already. Yeah, I think that's peppermint. I believe so. Come wedge shaped, so you want to fluff them up. Make sure they don't break. Should be fine. There is moisture in these, they're not completely dry, actually. It's pretty sweet. Straight away, it has a lot of taste for a white portion, actually. So I'll return to you in the second part of this review. Hopefully I won't blow away here on the beach. And tell you what I think about General Mint White Portion. Hi guys, here goes the last General Mint White Portion. Turn her around. I haven't got the best setup here, but here it is. Hello. Okay, let me get this one, last one. There you go. And I'll tell you what, this is a really tasty little number actually, coming from Stiff Upper Lip, who is not a huge fan of mint snus. I would say for mint snus, probably my max ever would be sort of a 7 out of 10 in the bigger picture, but they can be quite tasty. 7 is still, you know, a nice score. I like to have a strong one in the morning. That's my main use of a mint snus. This one is not that strong, but I would say this is the best tasting mint snus I've had so far actually. I hope I get this right now, that it is peppermint. Would be really embarrassing otherwise. But I think it's a peppermint taste, which to me is more interesting than spearmint. Spearmint is naturally very sweet. Here you have artificial sweetener in it actually, so it sort of blends with the peppermint in that way and makes relatively satisfying mint snus. It's quite tasty, and it does run a little bit, this one, especially for a white portion, I would say. So it's made still for a sweet tooth, a sweet palate, for sure. I'm a bit annoyed that I can't get this one in Sweden, and I'm hoping that the G3 General peppermint is very similar in taste, because this is the sort of taste I would go for when I go for my occasional mint snoozes. When I walked around New York City last summer, you could get the classic portion, the original portion as is known there, General, and this one. And you guys in the States are pretty lucky, because you get one of the best bergamot snoozes there, and one of the very best mint snoozes. So if you like mint snooze, this is one to definitely go for. It's quite tasty. It's really well made. So I'm just hoping that I could get this one more often. So I would say, if this had been even stronger, then I would give it a 7. But it is the tastiest mint snus I've ever had. So I'm gonna go 6.5 out of 10 on this one. Really get it, and it should be quite easy for you to get it in the States as well. And look around, if you're outside the States, look around online, you might be able to get this one. And I look forward to trying the G3 General as well, to see if it's anything close to this in taste. So there you go. Thank you very much, Joe, for sending this to me. I'm really enjoying this one. Please subscribe if you like my videos, and thank you all for watching. See you in the next review. Bye.